I mentioned that the place where we're staying in Grove is a short walk down to Grand Lake, or a part of Grand Lake. And today I thought I'd just walk down here and show you where it is. It's actually just right down there. You have to be careful not to walk faster than 10 miles per hour. There is Melissa Street, so congratulations to Melissa for having a street named after you. And yeah, there's the dock down there. We have been coming out to this place for, maybe 20 years. It's cold. It's colder than the last video I did for you guys. It's below freezing now, but it's not that bad. It is totally bearable. But I thought I'd bring you out and show you the dock where we have spent many a summer afternoon, and from which my kids used to swim. This would not be the right weather for swimming, but yeah, it looks like it's clear. Obviously nobody's hanging out at the dock right now, so this is a good time to check it out. Yeah, right down there is the water, and there are some ducks, some brave ducks, enduring the frigid cold. And yeah, there's a goose over there, and over here there is a snow-covered ramp going down to the dock because nobody has bothered to clear it, because who would be dumb enough to go down to the dock in this weather? What a dumb idea. What a silly, dumb idea. Yeah, this is way more fun in the summer, I can promise you. I'm gonna avoid stepping on that ice, step on the clear part. And yeah, there's Grand Lake. There's a bit of Grand Lake right there. There's some Grand Lake right there. And yeah, this is the swimming dock for this neighborhood. There are the rules. Make sure you're following the rules. And there's the picnic table we have sat at for many, many picnic lunches. And this little locker here used to have like life vests. Yeah, still has life vests and floaties and things for people to sit at the dock and jump out in the water and go swimming. So last time I talked to you guys about the idea of reviving the channel, the HCC channel, for a different purpose, maybe get out on the road. I did that a little bit with the channel a few times, but it would be more of a shift in focus to kind of the travel videos instead of the toy review videos. And because that's where my interests lie right now. One of the things that I have gained from not having to do a review every week is freedom, like the freedom to go places. Now, I've since picked up some impediments to that freedom, but I'm working on shedding those too, so that I can spend whatever time I have left in this mortal coil doing the things that make me happy. But there was one thing that I was really concerned about that I hadn't really thought about until I started talking about restarting the channel, and that is negativity, trolls, haters, things like that. And my first thought was, well, I didn't really deal with a lot of that. I didn't really have a lot of negativity. And then upon thinking more about it, I realized, yeah, I did actually have some negativity directed toward me. But it's easy to forget because I never really gave it much thought. I always ignored it. And the only time I was really aware of it was when somebody would come to me and say, hey, this is going on, this person is saying that. And my response is, as usual, as always, is I don't care. And like by the end of the day, I would have forgotten about it, which is why it didn't come to mind when I was looking at the pros and the cons of getting back to doing videos on the main channel on YouTube. It is something I need to pay attention to. It is something I need to think about. Anytime you put yourself out there, if you gain any kind of an audience at all, any kind, with it will come people who don't like you, who don't like what you're doing, who think you ought to be doing it differently, or think that you have some nefarious motives behind it, that you're, secretly a really bad guy who's doing, something behind the scenes that is evil or wrong. There are people that just think that way, and while I wouldn't give any time to someone on the internet or on YouTube that I don't like, for some reason people do latch on to people they hate and like make a hobby out of following that person. It's weird. It's weird. I don't want to dive into the possible psychology of that kind of thinking because I don't really understand it, but it's there. And one thing I did on the old channel, and what I would recommend everyone do if you decide to put yourself out there, create content, whether it be on YouTube or elsewhere, is to consider what are you going to do when, not if, but when hostility gets directed toward you. There are a lot of ways to approach this. I have been thinking quite a lot about Adam the Woo since his recent passing. What he did was occasionally he would do a vlog that encouraged people, if they didn't like what he was doing, to unsubscribe and to just, pretend he doesn't exist. And that is that's sound advice. It's kind of funny that you would need to give somebody that advice, but that is what people should do if they have encountered someone making content that they don't like or don't agree with. But what I used to do is just ignore it. I put in place a no drama policy on my channel, and I really tried to stick with that. I had a specific criteria and definitions of drama and how I would respond to it, which is to not respond to it at all. I would not respond to drama even if I was encouraged to respond by people who are close to me, even if I were to lose subscribers, even if I were to lose friends who needed or demanded that I respond to the drama. I just would not. That was my chosen course of action, and I haven't always stuck with it as well as I should have, but I stuck with it most of the time, nearly all of the time. If there were issues behind the scenes, drama, hate, hostility, I would address those things sometimes privately, but never publicly. And that's how I'm going to continue to address it going forward. Another approach that people have, some creators will be combative with trolls, with haters, with critics, and because sometimes, honestly, that can be fun. That can be its own content sometimes, and I admit it can be hilarious to roast these people who show up in your comments or your private messages. Hang on, there are geese out there. So this is not a great view of Grand Lake, but it used to be. Because when we first started coming out here, that structure over there was not there. And the boat dock just beyond it was not there. And this boat dock wasn't there. And that structure was not there, but there was the little platform with the ladder where people would swim off of there too. But yeah, the view of Grand Lake has been obstructed in recent years by the building of all of these docks. Like, you can't even see the broader lake anymore. I digress. Getting back on topic. So yeah, being like openly combative can be fun. Another approach, like some creators will do a special video of reading their hate comments, also can be very amusing. But my approach has been and will continue to be to not respond, because I really feel like any kind of response only encourages more of it. I don't want to speculate on what the psychology is of the people who do this kind of thing, but they seem to enjoy getting the attention of the man on the TV. And if the man on the TV gives them attention, even if it's negative attention, there's some sort of weird gratification for that. And giving them any kind of attention, I think, just encourages more people trying to get the same kind of attention, and then your entire life is consumed with dealing with people trying to be as nasty as they possibly can be, so they can get a rise out of you, so they can get a response out of you. And I'm not going to do that. As much as possible, I won't even read it. That's what it came down to previously in the before times on the channel, is I just stopped reading negative comments. That became effective enough that somebody tried to send a letter to me in the PO box. This is like, I had forgotten about this. I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on this stuff, so I had forgotten about it until I really started going back in my memory and thinking about, like, did I really get negativity? Yeah, I did. Somebody actually sent hate mail to my PO box when the PO box was open, which is hilarious, but that's what they had to resort to because they wouldn't get my attention any other way. And when I realized that was happening, I resolved that they wouldn't get my attention that way either. So I said in a live stream, I believe it was, that next time I see anything like that coming in from the P.O. box, if I take a look at it and it looks like hate mail, it's not going to even leave the post office. There's a trash bin in the post office. It just goes in there on the way out. So it gets as little of my attention as it possibly can. So this video is probably the most I will talk about this. After this, it's just putting into action the plan that I already have. And yeah, if it is inevitable that people will not like what I do. I don't care. I never really have. And although I have been imperfect in denying critics their attention, I'm going to stick with it pretty strictly. Anything that has to be dealt with privately will be taken care of. If I need to address something outside of the public eye with individuals, or whatever the circumstances are, I can do that without publicizing any of it. No, you don't get any. You don't get any of the time of the man on the TV. None, zero. You get no acknowledgement. You do not get your name on a video. You don't get anything. You don't get any acknowledgement that you exist. I am human. I will make mistakes. Sometimes I will do things that some people will consider to be wrong, and they will hurl hate and criticism. But it doesn't matter. I'm not going to give it any attention. Even if I make a mistake, even if I do something that is criticism worthy, I will take my criticism from people that I know and trust, which is not some rando in a comment section. It just isn't. It's just not going to happen. That's what's been on my mind. With that out of the way, there's still quite a bit to do, I think, to shift the focus on the various YouTube channels. Again, there are three. There's this channel, Brian Tulsa. There is Spoiler Alert, on which we do movie reactions and Minecraft videos. And there is Hooded Cobra Commander 788, also known as HCC 788, which is the channel that I retired, which was mostly for toy reviews. And the dormant one, the HCC channel, is the one that I want to do something with. So we'll be working on that. It probably won't be soon, at least not like within the next few weeks. It is cold here. It's hard to get out and do anything. But in the meantime, I'll try to keep coming to you with vlogs like this, talking to you directly. I do miss you guys. I do like the interactions. I love the comments. Thanks for leaving comments in this on these videos. Let's give you another view of the lake before we sign off. I don't have a catchy catchphrase to end these videos with. I never really thought of one. So I guess I should think of one. Everybody has a catchphrase, and I don't. So I'm just going to use a placeholder until I come up with a better catchphrase. So for now, thanks for watching, and catchphrase.